Just a little video on the assembly of the Squatmax. I just got all the pieces out of their individual boxes just to show you what's in there. The legs, the handles, the belt strap. I did run into a little problem. I put together the lower portion here. Right now I'm working on the platform, which comes with these little red pull-out buttons for locking in the handles and such. Just drop the handle in there and the little pin goes back. Well, the first problem I had was one of the pins, it was locked up. I could not retract the pin like you were supposed to be able to. So what I ended up doing was I took the pin and I dropped it down on a solid piece of concrete in order to drive that pin loose. I don't know if there was a fragment of metal in there that was causing it to hang up, but once I did that, it started working properly. That pin that's in there now, that threaded in there perfectly. The second pin was very hard going all the way in. Almost felt like it was cross-threading, but it wasn't. I checked it several times to make sure it wasn't cross-threading. So I don't know if it's just the powder coat that's inside of there making it rough, but it did go in eventually. So now I'm working on the final pin. That one goes in maybe 3 turns and it hangs up. So that's probably going to be another tough one going in. And I can tell it's lined up perfectly because it threads in real easy for the first couple turns and then it just stops dead. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that one. If there's more to show you, I'll come back on again. Okay, after those first couple of turns, you could feel some resistance, but it wasn't that much. Right there. In case you're wondering, that is a 11/16 wrench. Instead of using those pieces of garbage they give you with the equipment. Let me check the next step and I'll get back on. Okay, the next step is mounting that to the bottom side, which is facing you right now. So I leaned it up against the wall because they had me put these knobs on first and I didn't want it to set up on those knobs. So I stood it up on its handle right there, leaned it against the wall so that I can have access to the other side. And it looks like that piece is going to fasten here and over there. Once I get it started, I'll come back. I'll need 2 hands for this. Catch you in a minute. Okay, got that bottom piece tightened on one side. That was probably another difficult step in the procedure. 3 of the bolts went in really well. The 4th one, the hole was just enough out of line where I had to try to flex it or wiggle it around, whatever it took to get that final bolt to get started in the hole. So I just got to tighten up the 2 on this side over here. And then I think the next step will be putting the legs on. Catch you in a minute. Okay, the legs are all attached. I just need to tighten them. Whoever does hardware for Titan, they really suck. Because you put nuts on the threads and it's like the threads are full of sand or something because they go on almost like grittiness because the threads aren't cut sharp enough or something. Some of them work great, other ones don't. And of course they paint all the hardware, so that could be part of the problem, that the threads on the nuts and bolts are painted. But on the legs there's 3 anchoring points, 2 through the side, 1 through the front. So I'm tightening the front one first to match up with the angle, because each leg goes in on a slight angle. So this will help to control that angle by tightening that one first. These are 18 millimeter metric, in case you want to know something in the future. I'm just using their cheap tools to hold the other side still while I tighten this with a ratchet. So I'm going to go ahead and finish tightening up the 4 legs. As you can notice, the rear legs have wheels, which is going to be nice to tote that thing around wherever I want it. So I will carry on and get back to you in a few minutes. Okay, here's the base all tightened up. The legs are all attached. I highly recommend a 18 millimeter socket and a crescent wrench or an open end wrench of the same size. These are the tools Titan gave me, and this top notch is the one that's 18 millimeters supposedly, and they slip and strip and all kinds of stuff, so they're pretty much worthless if you want to get it torqued down really tight. So I'm probably going to need 2 hands again to stand this down on its legs. And noticing that the wheels are down against the carpet, it's probably going to be dancing away on me. So I'll see what happens and meet you on the next step. Okay folks, I'm coming to you from underneath the Squatmax. Just finished putting the handles on. They have like a hexagon shaped tip on them that drops down through the locking rods, I guess. I don't know what you would call them. But when you turn the handles up above, this is basically what happens. These just slide to narrow the hole to catch the weights. And that's the pivot point right there. They just put some kind of the hard plastic on the ends to be able to slide without friction through the channel there. And then the same on this end, there's like a plastic covering to keep it from having friction right there. So let me jump out of here. So there you have it. Assembly is complete. So I ended up paying extra and buying this extra attachment for it, so it moves the center of gravity closer underneath you, so you get a little bit more comfortable lift. And I'll just show you the belt real quick that comes with the machine. This is the belt that comes along with it. I kind of thought there would have been a chain involved or something, but apparently there's not. It's just got the looped fabric. And I guess you just adjust it accordingly. And put that loop wherever it fits on the belt once you have it on. That's it, Titan Squatmax. Just give you a little idea how high you gotta go on this. Oh, and it is heavy. Ugh. right about there is where it starts rolling, so it's about 6-8 inches off the ground. Once you lift the front of it, 6-8 inches. But it's nice to have those wheels, even though it is a little bit stout to lift, but it'll be a lot easier than trying to figure out a way to roll it around when you want to find the right position in your gym or whatever. Titan Squatmax, that's it. Have a great one. God bless. Thanks for watching.